I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Steven had addiction problems. And
for a person to be married to somebody that committed suicide, and then that person supposedly find a shoebox, disclose the contents of the shoebox with the entire world, then read that your loving husband's journal, private personal journal, and then share the contents of that with the world, it's very difficult to believe that you have any interest in protecting his legacy. And do you like what you see in the mirror? A liar, a narcissist? You leverage Steven's death to elevate yourself?
After almost 3 years of Twitch being dead, the police have decided to reopen his case again, and they found some inconsistencies in his death. It turns out that he was actually unalived, and his wife, Allison Holker, covered it up so she could clear his bank account as soon as he was gone. But it gets even crazier. Apparently, Allison didn't pull this off alone. She reportedly worked with Ellen DeGenres and Diddy in exchange. They also paid her millions to keep her mouth shut about what she knew about his death. To make matters even worse, Allison tried to get ahead of the investigation a few months ago by pushing the narrative that Twitch was a addict. His family and friends weren't having it, and they dragged her tail for filth. It's unclear how much Ellen and Diddy paid Allison off to get rid of Twitch, but baby, things are not looking too good for her, and she might even be going to jail. People started side-eyeing Allison right from when Twitch died, but the side-eye definitely got worse when she launched her book, This Far, in which she basically decided to defame Twitch and ruin his reputation by making some wild allegations about him being addicted to drugs. She claimed that a few days after Twitch died, she was cleaning out their closet to pick out an outfit for his funeral when she found mushrooms, pills, and other substances hidden inside his shoeboxes.
there was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone. Because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain. But it was very alarming and scary to find those things and have never known.
As if this wasn't bad enough, she also revealed that back when he was a kid, he got brutally SA'd by an older man, and that messed him up mentally all the way till he died. Mind you, Twitch never revealed any of this when he was alive because he didn't want people knowing his childhood trauma, but Allison didn't care about that because she was more concerned with getting as much clout to sell off her book. Not only that, but while she was doing all that, she was also actively trying to clear Twitch's bank account and move into a whole other city. And people found this very weird because she was doing it more than 2 months after he died. According to Radar Online, the first thing Allison did when Twitch died was to file a petition asking the court to award her half of his estate. She was basically saying that he didn't have much before they got together and that she helped him build everything he had. The petition read, Twitch owned only personal effects of little value. His net worth on the date of marriage was nil. There are no written agreements between Twitch and Allison providing for a non-pro rata division of the aggregate value of the community property. Now, you'd think she'd leave a little change for his grieving family, but she was right back in court again, and this time not only was she seeking for half of all his assets, she also wanted the royalties from all his investments, as well as the movies he starred in. While all this was going on, people also started looking into Ellen DeGeneres to see if she was involved in Twitch's death too, and they actually found a lot of things that hinted at her her possibly having a hand in it, as well as some evidence of her possibly trying to get her to freak off with Diddy. Ellen used to be very close to Diddy before all this mess, and word on the street is that she got invited to every single one of those freak-off parties and got a lot of opportunities in the industry. But it wasn't all for free though. In return, she was part of the people who were supposed to recruit for Diddy's freak-offs, and apparently she tried to get Twitch involved in it too.
Ellen, I thank you. Thank you.
Oh, look, you're welcome. That was...
Now, this is where things get interesting, because there was an episode when Ellen and Diddy boldly talked about the freak-offs on Ellen's show, and she didn't seem that surprised, even though she was desperately trying to. At some point, she even admitted to knowing about the parties, but quickly caught herself slipping and backtracked by saying she knows about the parties because he usually raps about them in his songs. What a lie.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up to
No,
any
well,
of them.
is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there?
Yeah, yeah. Then No, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them. I'll listen to the music. I've heard that song, After Party.
The more people looked into Ellen, the more they realized that she has a long history of making people disappear, and Twitch wasn't the first. Her ex-girlfriend Heche died a gruesome death right after she exposed her. And get this, y'all, she died on August 11th, 2022, almost 4 months to the day. DJ Twitch was also found dead. Prior to her death, a lot of people actually thought Ellen was the one who broke up with her, but she actually revealed in a podcast that she did just weeks before her death that she was actually the one who left Ellen because Ellen had sold her soul to the industry. She said it got to a point when all Ellen was focused on was making more money, no matter the conditions that it came with. I broke up with her because her goal was to have a lot of money. Mine was to find love, and hers was, I want $60 billion. Good luck. Our forks are never going to meet. The further we stay on this, the further we'll be apart. During this same podcast, she also accused Ellen of trying to put her in a mental facility and working overtime to get her blackballed when she left her.
That I spoke, I was hit more, buried more, or despised more, and then had calculated visions and circulations of systems that spun me up and out of the system that would in any way challenge the fact that she was not telling her own truth but another's. Why do you think she tried to put me in an institution, folks? I called my mother. Guess what? 2 people who wanted more than anything to have my truth buried. It was not my timing. I did not and could not ask God for what that would be. All I could do was stay on my truth, do what I was doing, and study this thing called love that we tried to bury. And now I am up and out of the ground. And unfortunately, those 2 women could not shut me down.
Right after making this revelation, she was involved in a fatal car accident which left her with several second-degree burns all over her body. She was trapped inside her burning car for 30 minutes before first responders finally got to the scene. According to reports, the hospital admission blood showed the presence of benzoylecgonine, the inactive metabolite of which means she used in the past, but not at the time of the crash. Woo, child. Now, I'm not saying Ellen did it, but the streets were definitely talking, and everyone was side-eyeing her. Now, going back to Allison and that defaming book she made about Twitch, his cousin jumped on X and slammed her for trying to destroy his image. She also accused Allison of making all the members of his family, including his mom, sign an NDA before they would be allowed to attend the funeral. It's unclear what exactly she was hiding, but whatever it was serious enough for her to force them to sign that NDA. Another one of his cousins, called Courtney Ann, also dragged her for filth in a long post that said, "This is by far the most tacky, classless, opportunistic act I have ever seen in my entire life. We all had to sign some weird NDA to attend his funeral. Even his own mother, who you've treated like garbage this entire time. And let's just remember, you wouldn't have even had a husband if it wasn't for her. Not to share anything or ruin his name, as if that was on anyone's mind in the first place. And here you go and write a book with all the dirty laundry, smearing his name and attempting to dim the bright, loyal, loving light that was your husband, my friend." Twitch's friend Comfort reported Courtney's post and said, "Lies and fairy tales. Steven said this to me in my dreams when he passed. Nothing is what it seems. You are an evil woman and completely disgusting. How dare you try to destroy my brother's name?" The popular film director, who was also Twitch's friend, put up a post accusing Allison of being the actual addict. Apparently, she was doing when Twitch was alive, and she's now trying to pin it on him. "You are the one that was messing with my and X. I have all the proof. You're a toxic woman, and I truly believe he would still be alive had he not been married to you." Allison is clearly mixed up in a lot of things, and all the tea is finally getting spilled. As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said, "As soon as I saw Ellen and Diddy was aligned, I immediately thought he saw something he shouldn't have or wanted out, and the Illuminati him." Another person said, "No one will ever know the truth. It is just so tragic. Twitch seemed like such a sweet person and tremendously talented." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Allison getting exposed for playing a role in Twitch's death? And do y'all believe that Twitch was unalived? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.